This full moon is all about emotional and spiritual transformation. Again, the sacral chakra. Scorpio is a sign that delves into the depths of the unconscious, exposing our deepest emotional truths, including those associated with intimacy, transformation, and personal metamorphosis. So Scorpio's ruler is Pluto, and Pluto is squaring the moon in Scorpio right now. So you can see that this is all about focusing again on that, and then it amplifies these themes, but focusing also on rebirth and regeneration. So this square with Pluto is in the forward-thinking sign of Aquarius. So it triggers a tension between the deep desire for emotional change, Scorpio, and the drive for radical social shifts. So the aspect asks us to confront and release old trauma, karmic patterns, particularly those patterns rooted in childhood and past lifetimes, which may manifest as psychological blocks or power struggles in your life. And so the piece that we're going to be working on tonight is around this emotional release, letting go of the pieces around that. But I want to, as we get into that, I want to explain a little bit about what I call the destiny roadmap, because I think it's going to help you to understand how we create emotional challenges in this life and the past that create karma, that create things in our lives. And so I was not able to sleep for probably the last 3 or 4 nights. And one of the nights I had a download, and I saw this map, and I saw a road, and it was the road to destiny. And what came through was I saw, like, every time you have a negative thought, every time you have a judgment, every time you lie, every time you steal, like whatever the things are that you do, you're creating, like, think of it as like a road bump in your road to destiny. So like you're going 80 miles an hour, I'm getting there, I'm getting to my highest time line, I'm doing that thing, and then I fucking hit that road bump and I have to slow down to 25. Or if it's something deeper, so this is also about your road to destiny in the map, and where we're going into the age of Aquarius is about your heart center and how you are with others. So we had the self and the power, and that was where we were at before, and that's where patriarchy and all those things rose to. And now it's about the heart, the feminine. How do I treat others? What do I do in that? So then, if you look beyond the road bumps, how do you create karma, right? So karma is the next thing that you look at. So karma is when you do something that is so great that it can splinter into other lifetimes. So you got to look at your roadmaps and say, okay, like that is, it's an experience where something happens and you have it. And the thing is what the message was is, if you want to clear karma in this lifetime, you have to do 10 times the opposite of whatever you did to clear it in this lifetime. There are times, though, you get the opportunity to clear the karma in the same lifetime, and it may not splinter into another life, which is super beautiful. And I'm actually going to give you guys a story about how I discovered this, how I created my own karma a few years ago, and how, and what can happen around that. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of story about something that happened 2 years ago, because I love to share my shit. And even though I have some people that aren't in the mystery school today, they get to hear it too. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, but I want you to just think about that. We're going to be talking about and thinking about and putting down on our papers as we're releasing. Not only you're releasing emotions, shit from your childhood, but who are the people, because it's about people, who are the people that you have done wrong to, or had issues with, or have done things that you need to let go, that you need to ask for forgiveness, that you need to do. Now, some of those people may be dead, so you can never give them, do that to them personally, but you can start to release here by writing it in your journal, writing it on the paper, understanding that you did that. But like in the 12 steps, you ever hear of this 12-step program for people that are like Alcoholics Anonymous? One of the things that they talk about is reparations. And they say, how do you go? And they say, well, I know I had a friend that was in 12-step and had to come to me and give me reparations, in person. So if it's somebody that, a family member, your kid, your parent or somebody that and you can do that, and you can admit your fault and say those things and do that in time, you're going to heal more karma in this lifetime than if you just never do that, right? So you want to think about those types of things as you're releasing right now, is how can I release, because it's about childhood and past lives, right? And how you don't want to add more to future lives. I'm in a point in my life where I'm like, I'm not creating any more fucking karma. I'm done with it. Anybody else with me on that one? Don't want any more. Yeah, So we want to really think about that kind of thing and think, how can I not create more of this stuff in my life? So this is a really powerful, that's why this cycle, because we just left the eclipse, right? We did all that stuff around the eclipse. We just left the eclipse. We have this April is the most powerful month of this year, and it has the most powerful energies of everything. And if you clear and do a lot this month, you're going to have some really magical things start to happen for the rest of the year. And so that's why I invited other people in for my live thing today to do this. So, as we know, we just got the new moon cycle was on the total solar eclipse. And now we have these insights into what was going on back then that we were all talking about, and how we can move in from this into our new awareness or our path forward. So this full moon is activating the spotlight goes into both the Taurus and the Scorpio axis. And there's a polarity here to do with our relationship to sexuality. Again, we're talking sacral chakra, right? This is what it's all about. And the dance between our drive to preserve stability, familiarity, and comfort, and our need to emerge, go forward, have a bigger creation, right? Like our ability to say, I want more, I want to do more, I want to have more. So we want to really think about, this also correlates to, this is a really good time to understand, it has to do with finances and resources and possessions, and how we balance everything on ourselves and our own resources, and, and relying on ourselves and others. These are all themes that are part of the spotlight right now. So thinking about, again, with the Taurus is about embodiment. So we want to embody and cultivate self-sufficiency and, find our inherent worth, and how that shows up in our relationships with other people, our resources, our values, our finances, as well as surrounding sexuality, enmeshment, and power. So it's a lot going on, a lot in this energy, right? Like, to be really happening. So this beautiful full moon highlights us, and it gives us an invitation to embrace and refine our ability to navigate emotional intensity. So while it's, and it's pointing to, again, radical raw honesty. How honest can you be with yourself about who you are and what's happening and what's affecting you from your past? And during this time, there's an awareness of our innermost fears and our secrets. The energy of the full moon illuminates hidden aspects of our psyche. So this is really about what's going on in here, and how do we shift it so we can embody something new. And so it's really forcing us to face what we have not let go of, with the things that we've done, the thoughts, the beliefs. And so this also, it doesn't have to be so much about all the way to karma. It can be, what are you thinking on a daily basis? Are you negative? Are you positive? What are your belief systems? Are you judging other people? Or do you have open love and compassion for everything and everyone, right? So, because we're going to think about habitual coping strategies, defense mechanisms that we took on in childhood, and we're going to work on transforming them. And then here we're looking at breaking old cycles, freeing us to pursue our true desires. Because once you let those things go and you clear that energy, then the road to your destiny starts to clear. You won't hit a road bump. You won't hit karma's a wall. You won't hit a wall. Or think of it as like, we know when you go to to rent a car and you have to drive over the thing with the spikes. Well, if you back up over it, what happens? You flatten all your tires. That's, like, there's different levels. You might have a road bump. You might flatten your tires. You might hit an actual wall, or any of those things. And so you really want to think about, what kind of roadblocks or road bumps or things am I creating on my map of destiny? So that's where you're going to start first. Thoughts, places, people, anything like that are creating roadblocks to your destiny. Because we want to get rid of them. We want to end feelings, anger, judgment, anything like guilt, worry. It's just as much about the thoughts as it is about anything else. And I want you to do a full inventory of your life. Go back. Who in your life have you treated badly? Or who do you talk about that's no longer in your life and you still say crappy shit about them for no reason, right? Or anything, like whatever that is for you. Like whatever you've had that experience, like it's time now to try to take a shift in that. And then think about, really, really focus on this for the next however long it takes. Is it a month? Is it a week? Is it a year to go back and really do a self-assessment to where you are and where you need to? I mean, I've been doing this work for years and I still have places where I'm like, I gotta fucking fix that. I gotta fix that. Or where you need to make reparations, or where you need to create more healing so that you can clear everything that you need to clear in this lifetime. Because that's the past and the childhood, right? Parents, right? Like we all got shit with parents at one point. Like, how do I let that go? How do I heal the things with my parents? Because your parents are usually the root cause half the time, because we chose them to come into this life that created the situations that make us who we are, so that we then have to repeat the patterns over until we can heal that. If you are presented with a situation where you are supposed to rise and heal, and you do the same thing, or you have the same experience and you don't, it will come back to you in another person, another form, another body, another whatever, because you chose as a soul to come into this lifetime to have certain lessons so that you could meet your soul. And I actually had a conversation earlier this week with my soul about this exact thing. I sat down and I was like, really? Could we not have made so many things in one lifetime? Like I literally did. I actually sat down and had that with my higher self and my soul. I was really in a space of like, why in the heck would I put so many things in one life, right? Like why? And I'm sure that all of us have felt like that at some point, right? Like why so many things? And then, and the message is, and always is, because either I didn't learn it the first time around, so I'm going to keep repeating it until it comes back to me. Or the second thing is when there's new ones or other experiences that show up, it is literally because I chose in this lifetime to become a light leader and a healer that I was meant to be, to bring in the new age. And the only way that I can do that is to clear all my karma from all my lives, all of my shit from everywhere, and everything from this lifetime. And it has to happen in this life. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Are you here for it? Well, I'm fucking here for it. It hurts like hell. It sucks, but I'm here for it. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go in now into the second piece of releasing and letting go and all of that, so that we can get to the destiny stuff. So Venus and Chiron are in conjunction in Aries. That was on April 21st. And so Venus is the planet of love and harmony, and Chiron is the wounded healer. So you can imagine when love and wounding connect to each other, lots of things can happen. And it's also in the sign of Aries, which means that it is a potent mix of both vulnerability and courage. And so this conjunction is an invitation to heal your relationship wounds and issues related to self-worth and identity. So the Venus-Chiron conjunction is all about relationship. It could be a relationship with anything, right? Yourself, a partner, your family, your kids, whatever. But healing those wounds and any issues that are related to our self-worth and our identity, like the who am I? A really great question is to ask, if you've ever asked, who am I, and just meditated on that for a while, it's really powerful. So Aries is about fire, right? Self-assertion, individuality, whereas Venus is focused on loving ourselves as we are without apology, and also about how we show up in that truth of an experience of love. Like how can I go through and be a part of love? Venus is also, as you all know that are in the mystery school, we're all working with what? Venus and the star seeds of Venus, Hathor and Isis and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, right? All of that is from that lineage and what we've been learning. So this is really a powerful and potent thing to think about. So Chiron's presence reveals where we may feel broken or inadequate. And especially because it's Aries, how we pursue what we want or how we assert ourselves, right? So this is asking us to really pay attention to our healing journey as it relates to aggression, autonomy, assertiveness. And it offers a chance for us to heal through compassionate acceptance of our challenges. Again, so we're looking at this thing, but it's directly related to this conjunction of love and self-worth. So by addressing these issues, you can improve your relationships and and your ability to receive and give and express love. And so one of the things that we're going to work on now is thinking about again, where do you not feel worthy? I'm sure that, like, I know self-worth is one of the collective issues, right? This is not a one person thing, like collectively, like either I'm not enough or I'm too much or this or that, right? Like it's either a spectrum that you're on, no matter what. You have a line here and it's just one degree or the other of the same thing in some sort of way. And where do we fall on the line of that? And how does that show up in the experiences of the things that were happening? The cool thing about this too is that the Venus Chiron conjunction also highlights the healing power of love as a transformative force. And this is so true, right? We talk about consciousness is unconditional love. That is the vibration of it. It is transformational. Love heals all, right? And we hear these things, but we don't really understand or know, what does that mean? Well, I can tell you for myself, going through an experience, that when you have deep pain and grief and sorrow, and yet what happens is it cracks you open to even more love and compassion, you realize how powerful love is, how powerful it can be, because there's something transformative about being able to go through a darkness. How can you find more love, in the experience for yourself, through the experience, like each one of us, like, and so it's like looking at that and saying, how can I use love, right? How can I use love as a transformative force? Because guaranteed, all of those things that you wrote on that piece of paper, there's no love in that. It is the opposite, right? Yeah. So the way that you transform that is, we love the parts of ourselves that created that or had that, right? Like, we don't hate it, we don't push it away, we don't smush it down, we love it. And so this becomes it becomes our strength. And especially, when we approach these parts of ourselves, because this one's about the self-worth and ourselves, how do I approach them with empathy and courage and learn to embrace our imperfections? And so I want you to think about, like, where do you not feel worthy? Where do you not feel worthy? Where do you feel imperfect? Where do you feel that you're not being authentic to who you are? So just take a few moments and really think about that. And we want to think about this and how pay attention to the wounds that are correlated with relationships, self-love. Oh, thank you. So we're doing self-love, self-worth, and how that impacts our ability to receive. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a self-acceptance. We're opening up a small portal into self-acceptance, and we're just going to see ourselves stepping into the light of acceptance. We're going to do some divine light pulling and heart breath and step into that for ourselves. And then we get to go into the play of the divine in the future for the next experience. So we're doing some sacral chakra stuff. All right. So, like, just taking a moment and just grounding down into your body. And I want you to see those golden roots starting to come down from the center of your heart, dropping straight down all the way through your chakras, dropping that silver cord into the middle of the earth, into Mother Gaia, into your Earth Star chakra, grounding you in as you start to expand your golden roots into the ground, grounding you into this moment. And as you breathe in, you start to breathe up that energy, those orange and coppers and earth tone energies, the nutrients, the codes of Mother Gaia and earth, and breathe them up into your body, starting to feel them filter in through your feet, up through your knees, your legs, washing through your hips, feeling the love and support as it grounds into your root chakra, opens into the solar plexus, and then comes and sits right into the center of your heart, connecting yourself into the below, as above, so below, allowing yourself to find your grounding The I am. I am that. You are that. Taking a deep breath in. And on your next breath out, you're taking that silver cord from your heart all the way up through your throat, your third eye, out your crown, and shooting it all the way up into the highest point of light that you can find, into the God field, into source. Allowing for electric blue energy, like the branches of the trees and the leaves, as you start to connect into the field, allowing through the third eye and the crown to connect into the field of pure, unconditional love. And as you do, you open that central channel and you allow the platinum rainbow gold energy, rainbow flex, to pour into your central channel, all the way from that highest source of light. This is love, pure, unconditional, divine love, into your body, into your heart, down through your crown, your third eye, as it starts to pour into your system, washing through your throat, and connects into the center of your heart, creating a yin-yang symbol right in the center, connecting the below from Mother Gaia with the above from Spirit, and creating this beautiful sacred union within you. And from this place, as you start to breathe out from your heart, you breathe a golden ball of energy around your system. So you are the tree in the center, connected to below and above. And you breathe this golden ball of energy straight from your heart, from this symbol, all around you. As you start to wash yourself in this love and acceptance. And now standing before you is yourself. Maybe it's a younger version of you, or an older version of you, or you as you are right now, today. See this other you. And take a moment, and in your mind's eye and through your heart, to speak to this other you. To look them in the eyes and tell them how much you love them, how much you cherish them, how worthy they are. See all their faults and love their faults. See yourself and love your faults. Love your shadow. The shadow is here to teach us. We wouldn't grow without it, but you can learn to love it so it disseminates into more love and more union. Whatever body part, whatever thought, whatever thing that you've done, just love it right now. Whatever karma you've created, it doesn't matter. Love it right now. Send yourself love. There's only one of us. You and I and all of us, we all come from one source. And that source is I am. You are that. We are that. Own your divinity now. Become the love that you seek. Show yourself the love that you deserve. And awaken into that truth. So take as long as you need. We're going to just sit here for a couple moments while you sit with your other self, the you. Whatever age it is that came through is the one that needed you most right now, so that you can accept them and love them and tell them everything you need to say. Now that you've sent your younger self love and acceptance, I'm going to give you a challenge. Staying in this space, in this bubble, I want you to see in front of you the person that is the most challenging for you in your life right now. The one that is the hardest to maybe love or accept. And I want you to stand them in front of you, and I want you to send them love. You do not have to be okay with who they are or what they do. There's not an acceptance of their actions or their experiences, but you can still send them love. In this place, send them love. When you can learn to send love to the deepest and darkest depths of others, the experiences, you will love the deepest and darkest depths of yourself. You may even want to add on to that and choose something that's going on in the world that you abhor right now and send it love. Resistance doesn't work. The wars, the crime, the rapes, the whatever, resisting it doesn't work. It only creates more of what you don't want. Send it love. Love is not acceptance. Love is a vibration that changes everything and heals everything. This, my friends, is your greatest challenge in this life. In a few moments now, come on back to this room and this time. We're going to move on to the fun part, the other released and let go and worked on our self-worth and all the stuff. I told you, April, totally crazy month for stuff, right? All sorts of energies. And I only picked 3 of them to work on. There's several others going on right now too. I actually have a list of going through to the end of the month of all sorts of things that are happening. Let's talk about this fascinating and yummy Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. This is a rare conjunction between Jupiter, which is the planet of growth and expansion, and Uranus, which is the planet of rebellion and sudden shifts. So and this marks a major astrological event. First off, this hasn't happened in 14 years. And second off, in Taurus, which is what it's in right now, it hasn't happened since 1941. And so Taurus is this sign of, it's about stability, beauty, material security, and about grounding into your body. It's about the alignment of foundation and embodiment. And it also has to do with money and possessions and personal worth. So the beauty is Jupiter expands everything it touches. So in conjunction with Uranus, it introduces a period of rapid and unexpected changes in the areas of life ruled by Taurus. So if you've had any massive major shifts in your life where you feel like your life has been turned upside down, that's because of this stuff going on, right? Because you have the eclipse and then you have this. And so you might feel like you're like, what the fuck is going on in my life right now? Like everything upside down. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's happening. That's all about this energy right now, because what it's doing is it's Jupiter is saying, okay, like, here we go, sudden shifts in rebellion. We're going to shake everything up, and we're going to allow for new things to manifest. And so this is also a beautiful doorway because it gives you the ability to have insights into the things that you want to radically alter in your life. So it's about your material wealth. It's about your security. It's about sudden insights that can just pop up out of nowhere. And it's a really powerful time for reinventing yourself to how you approach both physical and financial resources. And it's driving us towards like innovation, freedom, independence. So this is a lot of fun, right? We're like, okay, we just got rid of a bunch of shit. So now it's like, how do I build in the embodiment of this experience into my life right now so that I can propel myself forward? So part of this that you're going to want to do when you go to burn your things is get your feet in the ground in, because you need the energy of this grounding into Taurus to shoot you into the experience of what we're creating or manifesting into our physical lives. And this is the time that you want to like be inventive, like think big, add in, you know, like it's about financial success. It's about, you know, the experience of all of those things that you want to do. How do I generate, you know, connections? How do I utilize resources? And so it's a really good time also to do things like explore alternative forms of income, or, you know, like thinking around things that have to do with money and possessions and your personal worth, right? So all of these things to do that. It's also about, because it's Taurus, and Taurus is Mother Gaia and the earth, right? It's about, how do I do more sustainable living? How can I take better care of the planet? Because being grounded into Mother Gaia and the earth is powerful in creating the things that you want. We have forgotten that we are nature and that we must be a part of it. One of the things that I teach, and we've talked about a lot, is if you are not grounded. When we did root chakra 2 weeks ago, we had to ground before we could do anything. If you want to reach higher states of consciousness, if you want to get into that space, if you want to have all these things turn on, you must stay grounded, or your system will burn out. Your little physical system will burn out. Your nervous system will go haywire. Like if you have a Kundalini awakening and you're not healthy and your body's not grounded, it will destroy your system. You'll have all sorts of weird symptoms. You'll get sick. You'll have all sorts of weird things happening. And it can also keep you from having those things too, because again, grounded in. So these are like all the roadblocks are in these 3 chakras down here. They're keeping you from getting where you want to go. And so one of the things, and the way you do that with this Taurus energy, is get into the earth, get into your body, get into that and embody that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to like start to look into our future. So we're going to do 2 things first. Everybody needs a new piece of paper. We're burning this one. We're keeping the next one. So this is urging us to look at our the idea of infinite possibilities that lie before us. Infinite possibilities. And I challenge everyone here to do this, you're going to take and write down 2 or 3 things that maybe are a little beyond what you really think you can do in the next year, right? I don't want you to put down 3 things that you're like, I know for sure that's going to fucking happen. I want you to put down 2 or 3 things that you want to create that are part of this like move through, that are a stretch for you in the next year. And then when you take that, I want you to put that card or those pieces of paper in the envelope. I want you to write next year's date on it and seal it and open it in 1 year. Right? So 3 things that you want to create, manifest, have in your life in the 1 year from now, that are a bit of a stretch beyond what you think you can actually create. So I don't want you to put things that you're like, I know that this is going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. Like I want you to stretch. So maybe it's a new career or a place you're moving or a thing that you're having, but something, and pick 3 things. And you can just write 1 sentence about each of them. Do not say I want. Do not say whatever. It's either I have received, because it's going to be in the future. I have already received, or I am experiencing, or just the words. But nothing else. Nothing that creates a want, because the want will always be there and it'll be a want and not the actual thing. Yay, you got a lot of good releasing and stuff today. So, Mother Mary, I was working with her earlier and she came through and she talked about the emotional waters and releasing. If you cry over the next few days or you have stuff, do it, release it, let it go, let the emotions flow, let the stuff happen that needs to happen. This whole week is in the Uranus, Jupiter, Uranus, Jupiter conjunction is this whole week. So you have till the end of this week to do that. So, yay. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone.